Are you into livestock farming, or perhaps, a couple of individuals that do? And are you troubled about the problem of having your animals go astray without you having the slightest clue of how to trace them? Well, joining me today in the conversation is Master Lemuel Buabeng Siaw, a young NSS graduate who has developed particularly a technology that is meant to remedy such a problem. Join me and stay tuned as we unravel the functionalities of this particular device. This is Vogue Live.
Building a tracking and monitoring device for cattle. We call it Herdwatch. Herdwatch is basically an IoT device that is going to collect some data from cattle, like their location, their movement pattern, their grazing pattern, their temperature, and their heartbeat. With this data, we are going to be able to monitor their health, where they go to, and when the animal is hurt or when it is not moving. With the data that we are going to collect from the animal, we'll be able to determine that with the help of the AIT. So this is also going to help us solve the problem between the farmers and then the herders, the ones we know as the Fulani people who take care of the cattle. So if maybe a Fulani person brings a herd, group of cattle to your farm and then they come and cause damage, and you go to the owner himself to complain, and the owner is like, my animals didn't come to your farm or anything. Like if there's an argument, with the help of the Herdwatch, we'll be able to know that the animals were actually there in your farm using the GPS tracking devices that will be embedded in the system. So that is one of the problems that the Herdwatch seek to help solve. And also for the cattle owners themselves, you'll be able to keep track of their animals, their health, the number of cattle they have, and when even the cattle get lost, they will be able to detect it quicker with the help of the device.
Yeah, so Lemuel, welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
Thanks.
Man, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
We're with you all the time. That's it right here. It's good to have you here. This is a quick one before we rocket into the very main discussion for why we're here. Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, so I'll start with where I come from. I come from Kedwaso. It's a town in Eastern region. So from there, proceeded to secondary school. I had my basic education there. Secondary school in Cape Coast, St. Augustine's College.
Right.
And then straight from there, I came to KMS Boys.
Yeah.
And then KNST, I came to study electrical engineering. And then I completed last year. Right now, I'm doing my national service at the Palab as research assistant.
Right. Here's a quick point indeed. Thank you very much for sharing this one with us. Now you have crafted a technological device specifically meant to remedy a problem within the field of agriculture.
Yeah.
Precisely livestock farmers. Now I want you to help us understand, because there are quite several industries, several fields, field of education, the music industry, but why precisely fixating your mind in the area of livestock?
All right, so for me, I come from a farming house where I come from, Kedwa. So like most of the work that is done there is agriculture. But then the difference between that and my project is most of the work is crop farming. Yeah, so while studying electrical engineering, I decided to explore some technologies. So I started playing with some electronic devices, some tools and all that. And I got to know about this technology, IoT. So I said, okay, this is interesting. So I delved more into it. And I saw that IoT can be deployed in many aspects of life: health, agriculture, transportation, power systems, a lot. So it's not only agriculture that I'm working. I'm doing this project. I'm doing other projects in other fields, talking of power generation and then power consumption, electricity in our homes and all that. But this is one of the project that I would say I've gotten a support from the university, specifically the Palab, that has gained momentum, and we have proceeded to build prototype.
Right.
Yes.
Right. That's significantly important, right? So thank you for sharing it with us, because with my minute experience, as far back these various industries is concerned, it takes you fixating your mind in one of them, identifying the gap in there, and then developing an idea to remedy that problem. I want us to shift a bit into the very motive behind such technology. What inspired you to build that?
Yeah, so this device is going to help in livestock management, right? Yes, and I like meat. Yeah, I like meat a lot, um and then there's this problem that people of the Afram Plains, when we started this project, we had a trip there. We went to speak with the farmers, the herders, and then the cattle owners. And then they spoke a lot about how the cattle come to their farm and destroy their farm produce.
Right.
And then also the cattle owners too spoke to us about some problems that they have managing their livestock. So with this project, is going to help with both the crop farmers and then the cattle owners. So well, I started this as a mere playing with technology, IoT, until um, KNUST saw it, the Palab saw it, and then they were like, okay, this is a very nice project. We want to invest in this and then see what we can do. And then from there, we went to see the farmers, and then they showed a very good interest in this project. So okay, this project is going to help farmers like my parents back home,
Right.
so that these animals, this problem of cattle header farmer conflict in such places can be solved. So like, okay, then I think I can invest much of my time in building this device. So from there, we started working on it with the lab and some other friends, other people to support with the production.
Right. Now let's come back to how the journey had been for you, right? From the start of things where you identified the problem and then you became intent in bringing that device on board to remedy certain problem. What has the journey been for you in terms of building this car?
Well, um, trying to do such a thing in Ghana here, because we don't have a lot of resources here, it was a bit of a challenge. Like I said, the university is helping, the lab is helping us to solve some of these tools and machineries that will help in building the prototype problem. But then still, there are still some problems that we still face. For example, when we started building this prototype, we have to um, sometimes buy the components. These electronic components are not made in Ghana. So we have to buy them from outside, and then shipping costs, the time that it would take for them to come, the delays and all that. Sometimes they will come, you build a prototype, and you realize, oh, we have to make some changes. Now you have to buy again and wait. So it makes the prototyping process very slow. And then when you are done building these prototypes, and then you want to, maybe, for example, you have designed a circuit, you want to print a printed circuit board, or that we don't have resources here in the country to help us build such devices. So we have to send our designs to the outside country like China, US, so that they will manufacture the things and bring it to us before we can continue to build our prototype. So you know, I can imagine how.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's good. This is you. I mean, there's a lot. But I want us to focus on one of the most pressing matter where the design this device's concept. You mentioned the fact that let's say when you take a critical look at this livestock farming, happens most of the time in the northern parts, right, and other parts as well. And you know, definitely with a tracking device on these animals, you hold to do a whole lot of trackings and all stuff, right? But then I think one of the most important challenges that is what mentioning in a case where the trackers are on these cattle, right? Because definitely some of these farmers are going to complain about the theft of their livestock and all here and there. Even though with a tracking device is that not still a possibility where somebody who's hell bent probably taking some of the cattle away would get to remove the device, all this livestock, and then go ahead with taking them away? Or is there a way where if these cattle are being, tied with this device, our tigers would not be able to take it out? I mean, could you kindly help us understand that perspective?
Okay, so with that problem, it's going to be a bit of a challenge for us to solve that problem, because any person can take and then take it off, which is it is very possible someone might do that. But then um, you might be able to see it faster because you have a group of cattle. Mm. But before I go into that, let me like tell you how the device will actually work.
The functionalities.
Yes, the functionalities of the device. So this device will have a GPS tracker in them. It will have a movement tracker. So you just think of Apple Watch or those smartwatches that we have. all the sensors that are in them, the heartbeat monitor, the temperature sensor, and the motion sensor when you are running, so able to count your step. All those technologies, we are like transferring them from upward to a device like this, the Herdwatch. So with the device, you'll be able to tell the movement of your cattle. And these days we have AI and machine learning, those technologies. So we are planning on merging this device with some of this technology, so that when the animal is lying down on your phone, you'll be able to see that, okay, per the reading that I'm getting from the motion sensor, the animal is at rest. When it is grazing, you know that, okay, per this movement, per the angle of the head, everything, those things are going to be monitored. You know that the animal is eating, the animal is doing this, the animal is doing that. So if somebody comes and then take the animal, and you can just imagine, if you can see the speed, you have group of cattle and you can see particular one moving away from your cattle on your phone. You'll be able to track everything on your phone in real time. So if you see this and then you just sit there until you don't see any movement, that means the person has taken the thing off and now the thing is at rest. So when that cattle start to move away from your head, you'll be able to see that there's something going on, something is wrong. So with the person taking care of the animal, you'll be able to act faster than when there is nothing to monitor the cattle. So yes, the person can take it from the cattle, but then before that action can take place, you would have already detected that there's something fishy going on.
Right.
So you'll be able to get your cattle before, yeah.
Right. So since you have already first about the discussion of the functionalities, I don't know if there are more functionalities to this particular device. I want you to give the platform to highlight.
Okay, so aside the tracking, I mentioned that there will be heartbeat monitoring and temperature monitoring. So these two parameters are going to help us monitor their health. So just the same analogy, we'll gather the data, and we have models that will be designed by, we have some people in the lab who are also into software and machine learning. So they would design machine learning algorithms and then AI models to detect that. So, if we are reading this specific value of heartbeat and this type of temperature, it maps to a certain disease, or maybe the animal is pregnant. So with those information that you are going to collect from, we can make those predictions. It might not be 100% right, but then it might be 80% right. So aside monitoring their movement, you can also monitor their health, which is a very crucial thing to do. And also, when we went to Afram Plains, we spoke with the headers separately, and then we spoke with the farmers. Some of the problem that the farmers have is when the animals come to their place, their farms, and destroy their stuff. You see, the headers, the people we know as the Fulani people that take care of the animals don't belong to them. For them, they just want to feed the animals. And anywhere they find food for the animal, they just allow them to graze. So when it happens like that, and the farmer will have to get some sort of compensation from the real owner of the cattle. Now, you go and report to this owner, and then he is asking for evidence that I don't think my animals came to your farm to do this damage. How are you going to solve that? So we are thinking of, when we gather this whole data, we send it to our database. We'll make some of the data available, not all of them, especially the location of the animals, available to some of the farmers. So when you go to the owner, okay, so on my Herdwatch app for farmers, at this time, this set of animals were in my farm. And then each device will have, say, an ID or a tag. So we'll know that this owner bought maybe 100 Herdwatch devices with ID 204. So you create an account, we link the data to your database. So that account, that ID will also be linked to all the cattle that will come in the farm. So we'll be able to detect that, okay, so cattle with the ID so and so were in this farm at this time. And we want to even go ahead to use computer vision and other machine learning algorithms to estimate the cost of damage that will be caused in the farm. Yes, we want to do that, but that will be maybe a further development to the project. Yes, so it is not going to help just the cattle farmers, but then the crop farmers too are going to benefit from it.
Right. Well, That's absolutely remarkable. But I want us to come to this particular part. Understandably, the whole experience of technological development will continually evolve, right? But I want you to help us understand what are some of the projections you have made concerning this particular device that even in the next decade or 2 decades to come, let's say with the fast pace of technological development, you're also going to allow for there to be a merge of these strategies that will help improve upon the advancements of such a device. I don't know if such projections have also been made
Yeah.
on
So
the device.
when I was speaking, I made mention of merging it with AI, machine learning. And we know that right now AI is gaining some momentum right now. There are a lot of AI coming out. So at a point, we would have to merge AI with agriculture, AI with transportation. Everything will become AI. So if we have this device to collect data and AI work on data, yes. So if we have the data, it will be easier for us to merge it with this new technology that are coming in play. Like I said, we want to in the future we'll be able to predict or tell the cost of the damage that will be caused by these cattle. And then with AI, we'll be able to predict that this cattle has this form of disease, this cattle is pregnant. See how. And then with that, you can even project that in the next 2 years, this is the number of cattle you are going to have. Looking at the health status of your cattle. So this has I'll say a very bright future with technological advancement. We'll be able to merge it with this new technology that is coming in play.
Right, right. Yeah. Now, that being measured of should we be highly expectant of other prospects and projects that will come from your end and your entire team?
Yes. So I think this conversation I also mentioned other aspects of life that we can deploy IoT devices like the health, uh, transportation, power everywhere. So I've actually worked on another project that is going to help with biogas production. We want to monitor biogas production. So it will be a biogas plant. We have an IoT device like this one inside to monitor the parameters and see how the biogas is faring. The biogas plant is faring, the amount of gas you are going to get. So these are all projects that we will be working on. And then there's another one coming that will be on monitoring home consumption and try to like cut the cost of electricity in our homes with these IoT devices. So
You have a long way to go. You would always wait to your society. But then again, I want to give you the platform, right? Understandably, there are a whole lot of technicality that are associated with C5 and all these projects you have in store for us. But I want to give you the platform. What one thing do you have to share?
well, so to my fellow engineering students who are now in undergrad, especially in Ghana here, right? You can't just focus on only the theory aspect. Well, the university is doing their part. They give us what we need. They give us the environment, the platform, and everything. There are a lot of resources, and there are a lot of people to help us. There are a lot of people we can reach out to if we have projects, and they are more than willing to help us. So if you have any project idea you want to work on, you can start small, start working on it. Any idea that you get, you can just write it down, try and then work. That is the whole point of engineering. Engineering, you discover problem, you think about how to solve it, and then you start working towards it. So they can not just stay in the class, come to the a hostel, go back to class, write exam and pass, and they go. Nah, they can try different aspects of life. They should explore. There are a lot of technologies that are emerging these days, so they can explore a lot of stuff with the internet that we have today. They can learn everything they want without even going to the class. Like these new things, honestly, they won't teach us in class. We have to like take it upon ourselves to study them. And with the basis, the foundation that the school will give us, you are going to be fine. So I will encourage them to explore more, not just limit themselves to what they are being taught in the classroom. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Lemuel.
Thank you.
It was indeed a good one, man. And I bit a lot. This was a good one, and thank you for your time being there to give us the understanding of the motive and inspiration behind such device and how that's going to go a long way to help and resolve some of these existential problems that we do face as a society. So that we have it. That's a wrap up for the day. That was a conversation with Master Lemuel, a young clean waste graduate who have crafted a technological device called a Herdwatch that is meant to remedy one of the major problems we do encounter as far as livestock farming is concerned. I hope you had a wonderful time watching this. If you did, kindly give it a subscribe and leave a comment right in the CS below. Until next time, inquisitive and we predict the risk.